guys, what's going on? It's Stef here. I hope you've been well. I know I have, and it's time for another metal detecting relic hunting adventure. In this week's episode, as you can imagine, I am back at the virgin cellar from the 1700s that I found in the middle of the woods, and it was just a pile of rubble that was completely nondescript, but loaded with amazing relics and a couple of amazing coins too. So this week is a continuation of exploring that area, and I made another bucket list find. This one, however, is presidential in nature. I'll let your mind wander as we go ahead and hop in. Well, I've got a good signal next to a couple of previous plugs. We'll take a look. Let's check it out. And here we have it. I think I'm going to have a button down here. We shall see. Yep, there's the shank. Let's see if we have a back mark. We do. For sure we do. Alright, that'll be early 1800s. And if I see something is on the front, you know I'll get back with you, but if not, we're just going to move on to the next hole. This seems like a pretty good target, so we'll look at it together. Let's dig it up. Yep, figured as much. We've got another button that I haven't touched yet. Until now, of course. And oh, that's cool. There is a pattern on this one. It doesn't happen too often. I'm probably rubbing it right off. See if we have a back mark. You know what? Let me continue brushing this off camera, and I'll come right back because I'm going to see if that pattern looks decent once I brush it off. Probably not, though. We'll see. Okay, well, no back mark that I can make out, so this is probably from the 1700s. And you can kind of see that edge pattern coming through. It almost looks like half moons and stars or something. I don't know. It's not going to clean up very well. Nothing from this site really does, but that is beautiful to me nonetheless. Got a nice signal in the 40s right here. Let's get in there. Pulled a few nails out of the hole, and 8 or 9 inches down. It had quite some depth to it, actually. Found this piece of lead, pewter. I'm not really sure. I have no idea what this once was. If I find out, I'll let you know. But, yeah, otherwise, back to it. Nice solid signal right here in the 50s. Probably another button, but you never know until you go. Yes, indeed. I had to chop through a lot of roots to get to this. Surprisingly, I know it doesn't look like that. Here's our shank. Yeah, we have a back mark, so that'll be early 1800s, more than likely. And nothing. At least I don't think so. But you know me, and I've said it a million times already. If there's a design on here, I will be back. If not, we'll move on. I often find myself filming the wrong signals and not the right ones, but it happens. This rang up in like the high 30s, pulled a nail from the hole, re-swung it, couldn't hear it, filled it back in, checked it, and it's a good thing I did because I was able to then hear this, which was straight up and down, and I saw a nice shiny back mark, and it feels like a 2-piece button, so it could be a military button. Come on. I'm like afraid of it. Oh boy. Obviously, I like to reveal this on camera with you whenever I can. It looks like there's certainly something on there, but I can't see it yet. So let me brush it off carefully and I'll come right back. Well, there's the back again for your viewing pleasure because there's really not much any silver wash on the front left. Oh man, I can't see what's on there. I think it's something, but I'm not really sure. I'll have to clean that up more when I get home. But yeah, for now, I think I'll start swinging my way out of here. It's getting really, really cold, so we'll see what happens. So I didn't initially film this signal because it didn't sound fantastic, and I'm just trying to get out of here for the day, but it sounds pretty good now. Let's see if I got lucky. I did get lucky. It was down there about 9 or 10 inches. Just got it out. Feels too thin to be a copper, so I'm assuming it's a button. Yep, there's our shank. We'll see what the design looks like. All the buttons from here have been very fancy. Well, the big ones anyway. The big ones have been. Anything? I'm gonna brush it off and come back. There should be something on that. Okay. Just coming back because I said I would. I can't see what's on it right now. It does look like there was some kind of pattern at some point in time, but for the life of me, I can't make it out. Little too crusty for that. So I guess we'll see how that cleans up. But yeah, it looks like there's something on it right there. I don't know. We shall see. Okay, I've got a target right under this root here that's been exposed. Let's check it out. Well, whatever it is, it's certainly not what I was expecting. Good 6 or 7 inches down. I just got it out over here. I picked it up and I resisted the urge to fondle it too much. So I thought that was going to be a button or a musket ball. Clearly not. But we'll see what it is together. It's got 2 little holes right here, it looks like. And is that a keyhole or something? Something to that effect. I'll brush it off and come back. Be kind. Rewind. Who remembers that? It looks like a VHS tape, doesn't it? I think it's part of a door jamb now. I'm not really sure. It's old. I mean, look, that's worn all the way through there. Again, always in a mucky area in this section of the woods. But yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, the holes were definitely punched from this side or drilled, and it's like flush on this side. So if you have any ideas, apart from modern hardware, I know how you guys love to suggest that stuff because it's what's familiar to you in everyday life. However, I have not found anything out here that is past the early 19th century, except for some shotgun shells. Not completely ruling out something modern, but be interested to hear your educated guesses on what that is. Thank you in advance. Well, I completely thought that this would be a shotgun shell or something ammunition related because it's only a couple inches in the ground. Rang up in the 30s. But I do believe we have a button instead of a shotgun shell, which is encouraging. What is on that? What? There's something really interesting on that button, and I have no idea what it is. Oh my god, there's letters. There's letters. What the hell is this? Is it a button or a coin? Oh my god, I think it's a coin. Are you kidding me? What? What on earth? I have no idea what this is. Okay, let it dry off just for a few, and then I will brush it. It almost looks like there's a head there. Is this a Miravidi or something? I have no idea. Okay, let me come right back. Okay, it's been about 10 or 15 minutes. I scraped the rest of the dirt that I could off of what I am holding in my hand right now, and I had it just sitting there to dry off. And I do know what this is, if I can get it oriented right. This is the obverse. This is actually a William Henry Harrison campaign token from 1840, if I'm not mistaken. And on the reverse here, we will see a log cabin, and at the top, I believe it will say the people's choice. He was kind of trying to appeal to the everyman, the middle class, the lower class, and if memory serves correctly, I might have this wrong, he only served a couple of months before he passed away. So then the baton was handed off to, I can't remember who. Of course, I know this history. This is something that I've been wanting to find for a while. And of course, naturally, in the field, I can't recall jack about this, except that it's a William Henry Harrison campaign token, or medalette, I guess, if you want to call it that, because it does have a hole right there. Yeah, that is awesome. I did see some gilding on it, and these were often gold-plated or silver-washed, so yeah, there you go. You can kind of see it coming through there. So I will probably clean this with lemon juice to get a better picture of that image, and that's going to display really nicely. I am really stoked about that. That is just awesome. I might not sound as excited as I am. It's actually freezing today for the end of April, but gonna keep hunting around here for sure. Well, we have to talk about this token for a minute, because the history behind it is, as expected, pretty awesome. In 1840, William Henry Harrison, best known as the war hero who led the charge and won the Battle of Tippecanoe in 1811, which earned him the nickname Old Tippecanoe, ran for president against the incumbent Martin Van Buren, a president who wasn't exactly popular given that the economic depression of the United States at the time only appeared to be getting worse, while Van Buren remained proudly decked out in fine clothing and couldn't relate to the financial troubles of the everyman. Harrison, a born Southerner and veteran, offered a well-contrasted alternative to Van Buren. Propaganda belittling Harrison's efforts to become president were rampant, with one newspaper ridiculing Harrison as follows: "Give him a barrel of hard cider and settle a pension of $2,000 a year on him. And take my word for it, he will sit the remainder of his days in his log cabin." This is where Van Buren supporters made a huge mistake, even if they didn't know it yet. Harrison saw an opportunity and leaned into the criticism, launching the Log Cabin Campaign of 1840. Tons of presidential campaign tokens, buttons, posters, and bottles depicting the log cabin and barrel of hard cider were produced in a number of varieties. The token that I found depicts Harrison on the front with the log cabin and barrel of cider on the back, along with the wording, "The People's Choice," and "The Hero of Tippecanoe." Oh, and have you ever heard that song? The one that goes, "Tippecanoe and Tyler too"? Well, John Tyler was Harrison's running mate for vice president, so this token is a direct link to quite an earworm of a song. I mentioned when I dug this token that Harrison died shortly after he became president, but I didn't realize exactly how short-lived his presidency actually was. Just 30 days, 12 hours, and 30 minutes after he took office as the 9th President of the United States, William Henry Harrison died in the White House, leaving John Tyler to finish what would have been Harrison's term. As always, it's truly an honor to be the keeper of such an historic item, and the log cabin pulls at my heartstrings just a bit because I happen to live in one myself. Okay, back to the show, because we've still got more to find. Loud and proud signal right here, somewhere in the 20s. Let's get in there. Well, I picked up the target briefly because I thought it was a wasted head stamp. Like missing the sides with that fat post in the middle, but no. We have a tomback button, unfortunately broken. I'll recheck the hole, and, that's not a clean break. I certainly didn't do that, but might still be there. And if there was ever a tomback button to have a design, it would be this one, just because it's broken. Don't see one coming through, but I'll tell you what, I'll come back if I do see a design when I brush this off camera. And of course, if I find that other piece in the hole, I'll let you know. It is thick in here with buttons. I got a signal directly next to that tomback button. ringing up in the 40s. We got this guy over here. Anything on you? I don't think so. I don't think so. A lot of the time these little buttons don't have patterns. I don't think so anyway. Oh, look at that patina. That's nice patina. Very, very nice. No back mark whatsoever. That would probably be 1700s all day. Awesome. I have kind of a croaky 20-something signal right here. Let's check it out. And it's pretty much what I expected. About 6 inches down. Have a little button. A wee bit. Okay, that's just the patina coming off. Thought maybe it was a set of cufflinks. Anything on the front? No, I don't think so. Looks like we might have another plain. I'm not sure, but I'm having too much fun to spend too much time on this, so let's move on. Really good signal right here. It sounds to be on the larger side. We'll see. Time to dig it up. Well, certainly not as big as I thought, but I'm in a really watery area right now. I don't know if you can hear or see that rather, but that'll make your signal sound pretty big. Around 8 inches down, I just got another button. Hope you guys like these. Probably going to be a back mark there, I would assume. And again, nothing on the front, but we won't fault it for that. It's in good condition and at least 200 years old, so I like it. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for this week's hunt. I am so excited about that William Henry Harrison token. I've always wanted one, and it's near and dear to my heart because I live in a log cabin. So to have that little coin token with a cabin on it is just so, so cool. I'm really happy with how it cleaned up considering the original condition, and I just love it. I've always wanted one, and now I can check that off the bucket list. Now, if you have made it this far, you've enjoyed this video, but you haven't already done so, please go ahead and consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so that you don't miss an upload from me in the future. It means so much to me when you subscribe because it helps continue to encourage me to make these videos for you, and it helps to grow this channel and to reach more and more people with colonial history. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next week.